First off, welcome. We're glad you're here. As we say every month, these meetings are for you. And so if you have a subject you'd like us to cover in the future, please let either Tiffany or myself know, and we'll try to add that to the agenda. But thank you for giving us your time. These are informational meetings. We hope tonight is useful for you, and I'll come back in a few minutes and talk about where we are.
Great, thank you. So we are so excited to announce a new fundraiser that is going to be coming out for the CART Fund in multiple formats for you guys. You may recall several months ago as our fundraising moment of the month, we had Rotarian George Lewis from Venice, Florida. He paints pet portraits. He does other paintings that he sells. He will donate a portion of the sales of these paintings to CART if you designate that. His primary fundraising effort is for water projects and also cleft palate surgeries. But if you tell him that you would like to designate CART as your fundraiser of choice, then he will donate the portion that he would normally give to the Rotary Foundation or to the Smiles Project. He will donate that to CART. So we had a great meeting. I had a great meeting with George and asked him if he would be willing to create a painting just for CART. And I now have it in hand, and I'm going to show it to you guys. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. But this is Forget-Me-Nots. Aren't they beautiful? It is gorgeous. And it's signed by George on the back. It is an 11 by 14 on canvas. And this is the original. Now, what we're going to be doing with it is a couple of things. We are creating note cards that will, 3 different types of note cards. One will be blank on the inside that we can use to handwrite notes when people do something special for us, or if we want to send a note to someone to say thank you or whatever. But we will also be able to package them and sell them in groups of 10 or 12, and the profits and the proceeds from that will go to CART. But in addition to that, we're creating 2 other versions of a note card. One of them will be our honorarium card that we'll use when someone makes a gift in honor of someone. And the other one will be an in-memory card that we use if someone makes a gift in memory of someone. And so we've created these cards. They'll be in an envelope. We're going to be rolling that out after early July. We're getting the design work done now, but that'll be something for the new fiscal year. But I wanted you guys to know about it. The other part of this is that if you would like your very own portrait, excuse me, not portrait, but painting of the Forget-Me-Nots, he will do multiples of this exact same design. What he does is it costs you $150 if you would like one. It's 11 by 14 on canvas. It's oil painting. It's unframed, but it will ship for free. The cost is $150, and then he will donate 100 of that to the CART Fund. And wait, it gets better. And he will match that 100. So that will be a $200 donation to CART for every painting that you guys or that anyone buys from him. So we're going to be rolling this out very soon. I wanted you guys to be the first to know. You'll start seeing it on our social media, in our newsletter. We'll provide you guys with some articles that you can put in your club and district newsletters as well. And then you can just work, and we'll provide all of the contact information. It'll go directly to George. It will not go through us. And then he will make the donations in your name to the CART Fund. So we are so excited. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited about how it turned out. He and I had a lot of conversations about one flower, bunches of flowers in a vase, not in a vase. And this is what we came up with. And I'm just thrilled with it. I think it's beautiful. And if you don't know George just celebrated his 90th birthday last week. And he is an incredible gentleman and doing some great work raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for cleft palate surgeries, for water projects around the world, and now for the CART Fund as well. So we are very grateful and appreciative for all that he's doing. I wanted you guys to be the first to know about this. You'll start seeing it in some of our materials that we start releasing soon. He is also still going to offer the same pet portrait deal as well. If you want to get a portrait done of your pets, he has painted about 800 pets at this point. So he is very good at that. They make great Christmas presents, birthday presents, things like that as well. So we'll be sharing, again, all of his information if you guys are interested in learning more about that. All right. At that, I'm going to turn it back over to Ryan.
Thank you, Tiffany. Just remember that when you order the painting, which is wonderful, just you need to designate CART as the recipient. Otherwise, he may go to the water projects or club palette project. We are approaching the end of the year. And so let me pause just a minute and tell you that we had a wonderful annual meeting in May, and we presented 5 research grants to the tune of $1.4 million. And each of the 5 recipients was a terrific personality. They were down-to-earth people. They were passionate about research focused on Alzheimer's. 2 of the 5 have personal relationships with Alzheimer's patients. And the other 3 know people intimately who have Alzheimer's. And so it's wonderful to talk to those folks and see why they're passionate. They all had terrific research projects, and they were all interesting, and they were all different. And we appreciate them, and we look forward to the results of their research. Let me say right now that we are just indebted to our scientific review panel. This year we had the largest number of applicants that we've had in years. And these folks waded through every one of those applications and came back to us and said, these are the 5 we would pay for if it was our personal money. And of course, we followed their recommendation. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. Tiffany is already working on next year's meeting, and we'll let you know as soon as we have some details nailed down as to where that is. But I mention that only because these annual meetings are wonderful opportunities for you to personally meet the researchers. And I believe that if you met them, you would double your efforts to go out and find some money to help these folks, because they are really passionate about finding a cure, almost as passionate as you and I are. And that's wonderful, because they have the skills to do so and we don't. So thank you. I also want to remind you that as we approach the end of the fiscal year, we only have about 2 more weeks to add to the coffers for this year, and we are rapidly approaching $1.9 million in donations, and that's terrific, absolutely wonderful. As Tiffany mentioned a while ago, she and I went last night to a club and received a check. $25,417. And I'd like to see some more of those. I really would. I picked up a check this morning for 500, but let me tell you, 500 is just as good as 25 if you add it all together. And that's what we're trying to do, is add it all together. Because remember, when Roger started this project, he was talking about nickels, dimes, and quarters. And now we're talking about dollars and other dollars. And so when you add it all together, it truly makes a difference in terms of finding a cure for Alzheimer's. So thank you very much for what you do. Thank you for what you're going to do between now and June 30th. And we look forward to finding the result from all of these research projects. So Tiffany.
Thank you, Rod. It was an exciting night last night. Absolutely. And speaking of clubs who make large gifts, our fundraiser for the month that is going to give us a little story about her club's project and what they've done. She is at the top of the list of fundraisers and folks who really work hard to create a large event to make a large impact, not just in their community, but in fundraising as well. And I think that Sherri Crouse has done that down in the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area. She's a member of the St. Petersburg Club in Florida and has come on board and worked really, really hard to grow an event in her district, in her club. And I've asked her to share a little bit of that with you guys tonight, kind of how it started, how it's grown, how she hopes that it'll grow, and what she did in it, because it's not just a golf tournament, but what did she do to make it more than a golf tournament, and to give us, and I'm not going to steal her thunder, I'm going to let her tell you the results as well. Sherri, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you. So yes, in 3 years ago, this October, we had a golf tournament. My mom died in July, So I immediately wanted to do something. Being from Huntington, West Virginia club, we had done golf tournaments. It's about all I knew, though I don't golf. So we got busy. We have a corporate member who is financial advisors for my husband and I, and he got involved with me. He got us a golf course, and we made $25,000. The next year, we stayed at that course, and we made $50,000. So this year, we wanted to make $100,000. So he happens to be, his name is Jeffrey McDonald. He happens to be a member of the Bel Air Country Club. Bel Air is the oldest golf course in the state. It was just ranked 4th in the state. So it's a very prestigious course, and it's really up the game such that we're charging a lot more to play, but we feel like we have the name recognition, and so we have a lot more opportunity for sponsors. There's a lot of details I won't go into unless you ask me, but the way I'm handling this, I go out to the clubs in the district. There's 50, and I tell them about the golf tournament and ask them to send golfers in and ask them to support us. But I also go over to the surrounding districts because they aren't but 20 minutes away sometimes from where the golf tournament is. So we've been getting other clubs from other districts to participate. Something that happened the other day, we were brainstorming and we had an idea, and I've been able to accomplish something here. There's a golf fellowship. So all the golfers in the world that want to be in the Rotary Fellowship, I got in charge of the person in charge. Because it's a prestigious course and golfers don't get to play it unless they're a member of the club, she's going to put it out there to all the people in the country and even abroad. If they want to come play in our tournament, that it's an opportunity to play a course they wouldn't get to. So we're working on that. And then probably what you're referring to is last year we did a golf ball drop. So the intent was we'll drop 1,000 golf balls from a helicopter. And we thought it would be great to get this story into the Rotary International magazine. And we did, and they printed it. But what I didn't know is it would make its way to the attorney for Rotary, who then said, no, you have to have an insurance policy. I'm like, well, the people dropping the balls have an insurance policy. Long story short, we didn't get to drop them from a helicopter, but we made a human helicopter and put all 1,000 golf balls in the human helicopter and still had a winner. And it made us $9,000 additional that we had for the golf tournament that day. And you can sell these balls all over wherever. And that was the great thing. I could sell them to Rotary clubs in California or Connecticut or West Virginia. So we had balls sold all over. And we either gave that person their number or we printed them a ticket. We had tickets printed, but if they wanted it mailed to them, I did. And that day somebody won $1,000. So that we've now still got these 1,000 balls numbered that my husband did. So we're working now on how we're going to drop them. But now that they've been numbered, we're going to use them for something. And then aside from the golf tournament, I just wanted to also share the district conference. When I spoke at our district conference, I was swarmed by people wanting to help with the golf tournament. And so I've got a number of silent auction items that are really nice. A guy at a jewelry store, he's going to give us some Tampa Bay Lightning jewelry and stuff like that. But what was really special is this gentleman, and he's a major donor. His name is Hemp Tang. I don't know if anybody on the call knows him, but he's in our district. And he is a retired Lockheed Martin gentleman. He has created 4 blue boxes, and we've created a sign. And at the guard gate for each entrance for 1,800 employees, they're going to, instead of giving the money to the Salvation Army and some of the other things, he's got them agreed to give it to CART. So every day that a person goes in and out of that gate, the box will be there to throw their change in. So we anticipate that will be, a good amount, and we're excited about that. So those are the things here in our district that we're doing out of our club, and I'm trying to make this a district event, not just a St. Pete Club event. We'd like to see this grow to where other districts were having also a golf tournament, and everybody who won in all the different districts came to the Grand Poopah golf tournament at Bel Air. So we want to grow this. We're calling all the major companies in the area, Publix, giving everybody an opportunity to get on board and be a sponsor, and that's how we're doing it.
Sherri's done an amazing job with this. The other thing I think that I hope that you guys picked up on that is that, I don't know if she mentioned, but this event is not until November. So it's still 5 months away, but you hear how much planning she's done already. And I really believe that that is the testament that she doesn't wait till a month or two before to try to find golfers. She's working on this year round, and it certainly shows with the outcome. As an aside on that, and then if you guys have questions for Sherri, we have time for you to ask them. But so last year, Sherri's district for the entire year donated $119,000 to CART. This year to date, with 2 weeks left, they're at 137,000 in her district. So it really does speak volumes about how hard she and the folks in her district are working to elevate CART in their district. And if it can be done in one district, it can be done in every district. It just takes passionate people like each and every one of you are indeed to find an area that you are willing to work on. So do you guys have questions for Sherri? Michelle?
I don't have a question. I just have a comment. I was involved in an event where the fire department dropped candy from a ladder. So yeah, something else to think about.
Yeah, actually, we have someone in our club that's with the fire department, and we've already started that process. It's just going to be a matter of, because this is prestigious Bel Air, if they're going to let us the fire truck in there. I go see the pro at Bel Air every other month, and one of our district clubs, the Clearwater, which is also the home club for the gentleman that recently died, that was the father of polio, whose name has escaped me. That's his home club. They meet for lunch at the Bel Air Country Club. So I've been to their Wednesday lunch meeting to tell them, get on board, help us. I mean, you guys are right here where it's going to happen. You can volunteer, you can golf, you can find sponsors, because it's right in your backyard. So we're trying to work with the clubs in the district to get them to get on board.
I think that's another really important takeaway, that Sherri works not just in her own club, but she is really working and reaching out to all the clubs in her district, and they're buying into it. There's no, oh, well, only her club will get the credit for it. That's not happening. It's truly a group effort. And she's crossing those district lines and working with and reaching out to clubs in neighboring districts as well. So that can certainly be done. I encourage you to, if you are interested in doing that, talk to her, get more information. Also talk to your neighboring districts, governors and governor lines, and also their district CART chairs, and make sure that everybody's on the same page and aware of it as well. That's important. But it certainly is, she's offering them an opportunity to participate. It's a great job. Thank you, Sherri.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right. So our next speaker tonight is he is the DGN. Almost in another few weeks, he'll be the DGN, I believe. But Aaron Sines from Pennsylvania served as our Vice President of Public Image for 1 or 2 years, I can't remember now, on our board, and has been an assistant coordinator for public image in our zones, and is actually the one who designed our new CART logo, in fact. And has worked very closely with us, and he is an expert at public image items, And so I've asked him to join us tonight to give us some tips for our public image moment. He's going to talk to us about photography on your phone, which I think we all need to be reminded that we can do at events. So Aaron, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me. So I appreciate being able to come on. So public image, it's always been a passion of mine. The current district public image chair for 7280, and that's finally going by the wayside because they won't let me keep it. But if you're friends with me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that I love taking photos. It all started back in COVID when I started to run and do half marathons. And it was like one of those things like, am I running to take pictures or do I take pictures to make myself run? You know, you're not really sure which way it is, but that's the way it goes. And then I just fell in love with taking photography. And, you know, everybody thinks you got to have these thousands of dollars cameras, all that kind of stuff. I have a camera. I barely use it. I use my iPhone for the majority of what I do. You know, we are truly blessed to have, you know, sometimes we say it's a curse, but to be able to have the opportunity to just take pictures randomly whenever you want, however you want. I mean, I've been at my son's baseball game and they haven't even started playing. I think I've taken 30 pictures of him even just standing there. You know, so public image everywhere, whether we're talking about CART Fund, Rotary in a whole, where you work, how you network, and your phone is the biggest tool that you have with photography, because you can take it, you can edit your photo right there. There's a lot of apps that you can use that will help you edit photos. And then the best part is, if you guys deal with Canva at all, you know, you don't have to you don't have to email them to yourself on your computer to do Canva. Get the Canva app, so now you got your photos and your Canva all in the same area. I mean, there's multiple times when I'm making a flyer or a social media post or something for Rotary while I'm doing something else right on my phone, because I have the pictures there. I have everything in Canva there. It's just a really easy way to keep that public image in front of you. So a couple of the tips that I would say, if you're wanting some tips on the photography with your phone, try different angles. You know, it's fun. You know, a lot of people, you might think it's weird, but if you turn your phone upside down, it gives you a whole different perspective on the photo. So, you know, and play around with it. The nice part about the phone, if you don't like it, you can delete it. But the more pictures you take, the better you become. I usually don't like deleting pictures. That's probably why I just looked before I got on here. And I think I'm up to like 147,000 pictures on my phone. So it can become addicting. But you know, try different angles. Use portrait mode. Portrait mode is a great mode that you can use. It blurs out the background, the focus. And once you take the picture, you can edit it and you can make the blur greater or even less. So those are things that you can mess with whenever you're talking about taking photos. If you don't want to get too in depth, like with a lot of the apps, your simple editing on your phone, whether you have iPhone or Android, is perfect for just any kind of photos. You can make them black and white. You can make them warmer. You can change the saturation, the vibrance, just all in your editing app, just where your photos are. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, there's a couple that I would recommend. I would recommend Lightroom for mobile. It's a fantastic app. It comes with a ton of presets. You can get the free version or pay. The free version comes with even a ton of presets that you can do. You can do Photoshop on your phone. So there's a ton of apps. Snapseed is another one that's really good for beginners, and it's free. And then, of course, Canva. Like, Canva will become your best friend even with photography, you know, because it will take the background out completely. So, like, if you want to just eliminate the whole entire background, you can do that as well. right in Canva if you don't want to use any of the other apps. I'm trying to move away because it just about got hit by a baseball. So, I mean, those are some quick hits on taking photography with your phone. Just trying to, as far as public image with photography, you know, we are people of action as Rotarians. You know, we all say, you know, we love giving check pictures and presenting checks, which is so important, especially for something like the CART Fund. But also try to come up with different creative ways to present the check. You know, make them fun and exciting. Like make them do something different with the check. You know, if you're at some place, put the check somewhere up, like high above it, let everybody point to it. You know, it's all about the appearance of what it is that you're capturing. You know, people want to see action photos. That's why, you know, in Rotary, we're stressing the People of Action campaign because for years and years we've used it, well, we've had it, but we just don't use it. People don't know what it is that we do. So I'd much rather see somebody picking up garbage than handing a check, you know, because that shows something that we're doing in Rotary. You know, with CART, you know, you're talking about those boxes that they just put at the gates, I believe, wherever those gates are that they're going to be dropping the coins in. Like, even if we could just, you know, do a makeshift photo op where it shows somebody putting the change in from their car, you know, if somebody's there, snap a picture of it. Doesn't have to show the picture, doesn't even have to be legit. Like, just stage the photo, because then you can use that photo and let people know that it's actually happening. And it's more, and it will attract more and have a better impact than just saying, hey, these boxes are here. You know, show it in action. So whatever you're doing with the photos, you know, make sure they're action photos so people want to engage with that.
We've talked a lot about the importance of taking lots of pictures and videos when you're at club meetings of people putting their money in there in the buckets, or people shaking them, or just them sitting on the tables. And so any of those videos and photos that you guys can take, we can always use them. Even if we're not using them right now, we can use them in a reel later or something. So please continue to take lots of pictures and share those with me. We would love to have them from all over. Any questions? I know some folks often ask too, should you take it in horizontal or vertical mode? And I would say take a little bit of both, because it depends on where you're using them. Aaron, do you agree with that? That now I spent years teaching people to turn their phones sideways, and now we're doing reels and I'm asking them to turn them back up right again.
Yeah, usually if like this morning, I went on a run at a local lake up here and did some sunrise pictures. Like if I got 2 pictures horizontal, I got 2 pictures vertical. Because with stories and reels and TikToks and everything, you know, the verticals are a lot better for your stories, your reels. Your horizontals are a lot better for actual posts, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. You know, I always say horizontal is used for posts, vertical is used for stories and reels and videos. Because even with videos, it's easier to do a vertical video than it is horizontal, because with the horizontal, you usually cut somebody's head off.
And also for DACDB, if you are doing stories in Easy Stories in DACDB, you do not want to have to edit your picture before you post it, then you need to use a horizontal picture, because DACDB does not allow you yet inside that story to edit that photo. So always, like Aaron said, take both versions so that you have them. Folks often say, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. I'm not professional at it. But are you guys hearing what Aaron is saying? Is that you don't have to be a professional. Anything is better than nothing. Shoot lots of pictures, shoot some videos. If someone comes up to you at a meeting and tells you this heartfelt story of their family member, or why they support CART, or that they won the 50-50 and they're putting the money in the bucket, whip out your phone and say, do you mind if I take a quick picture or a quick video of you? And if you don't feel comfortable posting it, send it to me. I'll edit it. I'll put it in some other things. You'll see I've started doing a couple of reels on our Facebook page for CART as well. So send me your stuff as well. right, Aaron? You don't have to be a
Yeah.
professional.
No, and most people, I'm not a professional. I just love taking pictures. We just enjoy, for so long, us as Rotarians, we didn't want people to know what it is that we're doing. Now we're playing catch up, and we got to do that with CART. We got to do that with Ragus. We got to do that with Rotary in general. So we don't need professionals. We just need people that are willing to just snap a picture, take a quick video. Some of the best pictures you'll ever take are the ones that you didn't mean to take. Just whenever you're taking pictures, you're like, oh, that can't be a really good picture. And it turns out, it will probably have the biggest impact of anybody, of a staged one, So the pureness of an actual just random picture definitely is a lot better than using one that Rotary gives you as a, hey, use this as a template kind of photo. People want to see people that are in their communities.
And so a lot of folks often say to me, oh, well, I can't hold it still that long or anything, guys. I have a little tripod that I carry in my backpack that was, $10 at Walmart. You do not have to have a professional one of those either. And
Nope.
I can set it up on the tabletop and it can record on my phone an entire program if I need it to, an entire speaker, or I can set it up and then I can walk around and leave it. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Easy, inexpensive, but they can be very, very effective. And we need each and every one of you to be on our public image team, taking photos, taking videos, sharing them on your social media pages, sharing them with me via email or text or whatever the case may be. And as we roll into a new year in just a few weeks, we're going to be introducing a lot of new public image pieces. So we're going to rely on you guys even more. Aaron, anything else from you? Or any questions for Aaron?
Yeah, I just think, just have fun with it. Your target is supposed to be fun. It shouldn't be stressful. If it's stressful, you're worrying too much about it, just take a picture. Then once you get used to it, then you can get into the, hey, I'm going to frame this. I want to get it at this angle. If I blur this out, what will happen? Use fun things like lens balls and stuff. But at the beginning, just take a picture. People are like, I can't take a picture. Everybody can take a picture. Everybody has a finger that they can push the button. That's all it takes. Just push the button. You can make any bad photo look good, any good photo look bad. So, there's no bad photo.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good seeing you guys again.
You too. All right. So if you have pictures or videos that you're taking and you want to text them to me, I'm happy for you to do that during normal business hours during the day, not at 10 o'clock at night when you crawl into bed and forget that you have not done it yet. Or you can email them to me and I will be happy to use them. If you tag us, either myself or the CART Fund on any of your social media pages, we'll be happy to share them there as well. And I also encourage you to share the things that I'm posting on our social media pages to your personal pages, or reach out to your district or club public image chairs and ask them, make sure they're following our pages so they can share things as well. We have a couple of Rotary districts that are really good about sharing our posts on Facebook, but we also have a page on LinkedIn, and so we encourage folks to share that as well. And we are going to be working with an intern starting in July. We have an intern coming on board, and she is getting her master's in public health, and she's going to be working with us on some of these projects as well. So we're excited about that. And one of her projects that she intends to do, Erin and I met with her not too many weeks ago. She is going to be this young lady is going to create our Instagram account for us. So that's going to be forthcoming here sometime in July as well. So that's our public image moment for tonight. Now, I have a couple of other quick announcements for you guys, and then we'll open it up if anyone has questions. I want to give you a couple of really important dates for you to make sure that you have on your calendar. They are on our calendar on the website, so you can always find them there. And as always, you can also always find the link to this meeting, which is the same link every time, on that calendar page as well. So this meeting, the CART Conversations Call, is a monthly meeting, and beginning in July, it will move to the third Thursday of every month. So you can go ahead and mark that down for July through December, the third Thursday of every month at 5:30. And again, if you miss it, we do record them and we will put them on our YouTube channel. So you're welcome to go back and watch them afterwards. We've been having some incredible speakers. We have lots more lined up for the coming year. In addition to that, we host a second meeting every month. It's a lunch and learn. We call it Lunch a la Carte. And we have one of our different previous grant researchers that joins us every month and gives an update on the status of both their research and Alzheimer's dementia, the healthcare field, all of that. The one for June is on Tuesday, June the 26th. So that's I'm sorry, Wednesday. I apologize. Wednesday, June the 26th. So that's in about 2 weeks. And all of these meetings are noon to 1 o'clock Eastern time. And again, same Zoom link, same registration through the DAC TV calendar. They're also on the CART Fund website calendar. And of course, the same Zoom link every time. But if you register, you'll also get the email reminders. So the next one is on June the 26th with Dr. Vossel. And then the next one for July will be on Wednesday, the 17th with Dr. Lessring. And thank you to Bill Parker, who's been lining these up for us and working hard to reach out to all of our previous researchers. And these have been very well attended, but they are open to anyone. So I encourage you to please invite your clubs, invite your district, invite your friends who are non-Rotarians that would like to learn more. We would love to have them join us for those. In addition to the calendar items, I know Tom Fitzgerald is really good about sending me the dates that he is out speaking to the clubs in his district. Some of you, I see them after the fact on your club, on your Facebook page, or you send me pictures. But if you will let me know those in advance, I'm happy to add those to the calendar as well. It really does populate our calendar on our website, and it shows. It's not making us look like we're doing more. We are doing more. It's just documenting what we're doing and showing the variety of areas that we are traveling and speaking in. So I encourage you, if you are speaking at a club, if you're doing an event, if you're doing a fundraiser, please let me know those. I'll be happy to add them to the calendar for you. Also coming up in July, we will be doing our annual training for district chairs. And that is not just for district chairs, but anyone who is a club chair, like Dennis, who's joining us tonight, is going to be really involved in his club this coming year. So I encourage you, if you are a district chair, for now in the next few weeks, this is your opportunity to be finding out who the club chairs are going to be in your district and making sure that you get your committee list updated in your district's DAC-DB under committees so that you can communicate with those folks regularly. And then we will have a training session in late July that you will all be invited to. And our district chairs are encouraged to invite their club chairs as well, because what we do is we go over our talking points to make sure everybody's on the same message. We go over our logos and our branding to make sure that everybody is using the same logo and colors and font and everything. And the other thing we do is we provide you with all of the information that you need to either do a club presentation or a display. So we create a PowerPoint presentation for you, and we change that every year. So I know many of you have been using this one for this year, and you had the one the year before. Good news is we're going to give you another new one coming in July. After the first of the year, we like to update it with our numbers and new statistics and new researchers and things like that. So that'll be coming at the end of July. So for those of you who may have presentations early July, I'm going to be on vacation for 1 week, so you probably will not get it until after the 4th, but we will get you that as quickly as possible. So feel free to use what you have now, but late July, everyone will have a brand new PowerPoint that you can use. We're reprinting the postcards with new data, so we will have those available for you as well if you need copies of those. We can also, if you want to have your own printed, we also can give you the file. But I have them in a large box sitting on my front porch when I came home today. So they are here. They just came in today. And we are in the process of ordering more buckets because we have gone through another large order in the last few months. And I think Rod and I determined that we're down to about 50 to 75 is what we have left. And so we are getting ready to place another order for those. So any of those things that you need, if you'll let me know. I do have the recurring donor pins if you need some of those. The generic CART Fund pins, I have a limited supply of those, but they are available for purchase on our website. If you go to cartfund.org and click on CART merchandise, then you will see the banners, the tabletop banners, the tablecloths, the pins, and our attire. And starting in July, we're going to be introducing some new products on there that we've been talking about as well. So we look forward to rolling all of that out in the near future. Also wanted to mention that this is the last meeting, except for lunch a la carte in 2 weeks, as with Rod as our board president. And what an amazing job he has done. And I just wanted to say thank you to him for all that he has done for me personally and for all of us as an organization. I know we thanked him at the annual meeting, and Carol is going to be an amazing incoming president, and we're excited to work with her. But when Rod and I came on board at the same time 2 years ago, he set some really lofty goals, and I thought, what have I gotten myself into? But together we have made an incredible team, and I'm very grateful for his support and all that he's done. And he's not going anywhere. Just like Bill Parker didn't disappear as the immediate past president. Just because you're not going to be the immediate past president anymore, we're not letting you get away, and we're not letting Rod get away. Each of you will have very large roles, and we are so grateful. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to him, because he's been a true asset to this organization. For those of you who haven't been keeping count, we have gone from raising $750,000 a year, and then 2 years later, with Rod as our president, we're raising $2 million a year. So it is really an incredible honor to have worked with him for these 2 years. So I just wanted to say thank you to him. We have lots of great speakers and programs coming up in the next few months, so I encourage you to put the dates for this meeting on your calendar. We have some really exciting news coming out in our branding and in fundraising, some new partnerships that we've created, some new major donors that we're working with, and some donor recognition programs that we're going to be rolling out. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming out after July. And so I encourage you to put these dates on your calendar, encourage others to get them on their calendar as well. What questions do you have for me or for Rod or for Michelle with the donor portal? Please remind your clubs that we still have about 17 days left in this month, and they can still get their gifts in. If they're having trouble entering them in the portal and they need to mail them, they can mail them to me or to Michelle or to Rod. We will physically get them. I am physically driving to the bank tomorrow to deposit a $25,000 check. I'm happy to do that. We've gotten some RMD, some required minimum distributions, again, this time of year, which is not unusual. So those would take those to the bank physically. But we have 17 days to finish strong. And so I encourage you to remind your club chairs, other folks in your district, whether it's your district governor line or others, that if they're holding money in their treasury, either that they've collected or that they have designated for CART, to please encourage them to go online and make those donations in the next 2 weeks. Well, I want to say thank you to each of you for being here tonight and for participating and for helping us to have another record year for the CART Fund, because without you, we couldn't do this.